you live again, Aaron?
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
I'm posting right now.
There we are.
Okay.
Hey, we're back again.
All right.
John's going to pick up right where he left
Yeah,
off.
so
Right there.
what I was
Boom.
saying was I do have my high bite stuff yet, my foam tire car, my home built stuff. I'm going to probably run RJ some this winter. They're building that new high bite indoor dirt oval. So I'm going to probably get up there some, I'm hoping. That's probably my favorite class to run is EDMs, foam tires. You know,
Aaron's trying to be small. That doesn't go any higher.
I noticed.
You want this year?
No, I'm good.
All right.
We ain't playing musical chairs with, 30 minutes to go.
Why not?
So we'll let everyone get in here. We got like 2 people on. They're gonna come back on quick.
We got to talk
Maybe.
about your days as tech inspector and all the fun things that you found.
Oh yeah, and that's another reason I kind of stay out of the slash classes. I just
Why? Is there a lot of cheating?
there's a lot of cheating.
Freaking
No, I
Aaron.
don't believe it. I don't believe it.
There's a ton of cheating.
I don't
you can
believe
cheat
it.
the tires up so many different ways.
Hey, how do you
the
cheat tires?
tires?
I mean, double foam inserts,
What have you all found?
rubber inserts in tires, double inserts, gluing the sidewalls with hot glue, gluing them with regular super glue on the inside to stiffen the sidewalls up,
So,
weights on the inside of the wheels.
what is the most obnoxious thing you've seen as tech inspector at a Birdsboro?
Probably was the double foam because it was something we caught really easy.
Because
I mean,
that's hard.
I was out there. I'm out there corner marshaling, and the car flips over, and I happen to grabbed it by the right rear tire. And as soon as
It
I'm
didn't
like,
squish.
"What the hell was that?" and I throw the car down. They come off.
Whose car was that?
I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say. And
It was definitely Billy's.
we come around. They come off. I
I
walk
thought it
over
was
to.
Klaus's.
I walk over to Mick and I'm there like, Mick, we got a problem. And he's there like, what? And I said, freaking guys are cheating these tires up. And then we started teching guys. And other than that, I mean, over there at Birdsboro, it wasn't too bad. I mean, that was when the class was first getting going, and guys didn't know which class you could cut springs. That's how Johnny Springs got his name. We gave him the name over there because I called him for illegal springs, and he wasn't trying to cheat. You know.
Yeah.
It was a legit. It's like, well, you can. I'm like, no, you can in that class, but not in this class, you know. So, yeah, I mean that. I mean, I just think there's some stuff you can do to the motors that's not quite legit. And,
Like twisting the
yeah,
the
you can
ends.
twist the comms, you know, get the advance the timing a little bit, you know, which really back in the day when we used to do that, you know, Ed Mauer's the guy who taught me that up at the Walnut Porch skating rink. I remember your dad picked me up to take me there the first time.
Oh, was that up in Danville?
Yep,
Yeah.
in Danville.
Yep. God, that was a haul.
Ed Mauer
Yeah.
taught me how to twist the comm up there
Okay.
because I was getting my butt kicked so bad. I had it modified in the car. And I look at his car and he's got this freaking crappy stock motor in it. And he's like, oh no, that ain't all stock. He had popped it apart, put bearings in it, and then he twisted the comm, and yeah, it was a pretty fast motor.
Billy says nope, but John hated my original SC mod at Birdsboro.
Oh yeah, that thing was really nasty. Freaking pulling wheelies all over the place.
Jeez.
And
Sounds like Billy.
blowing tires off the rims because it had so much horsepower and stuff. But it was SC mod, so really anything went
Anything
for the
went,
most
yeah.
part. So that was the only good thing about the open classes when you were on those is you're not cheating.
Back when we used to race as kids, it was pretty much open to anything.
Yeah.
It was just a certain designation for stock motor.
Yeah.
And yeah, you could open that motor up. You could change brushes. You could put crop brushes in. You could change the
Yep.
springs. You could advance the timing. It's just it just had to be a certain mod.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then mod class, it was just like whatever.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nobody cared what you did to tires or anything like that.
No, back then, but then we didn't have a whole lot of selection in tires,
No.
and pretty much everybody ran the same tire back then. And,
Yeah.
you know,
There were no foams.
and foams didn't come out the first
Yeah.
4 or 5 years I raced RC cars.
You took parts from this car and put it on that
Yeah.
car. It's just
the
what
first time I
happened.
ran foam tires was about the 4th year I raced. I went to Mount Laurel. It was the first time I ever ran an outdoor dirt track.
Okay.
Because up to that point, I'd only ever run during the winter at Race Place at the Q-Mart. And I had met my wife at that point, and her sister, Laura, and her now husband, Bones. They ran there on a Wednesday night, and so did Jim Freeze. And they were like, you got to come up here and race. And I went up there, and there's a funny story for that. I go up there the first time I ever racing, and I didn't know what I needed. And Freezer and Bones helped me out. You need this motor, you want these tires, do this, do that. This is the gear you want to run. And I ran their sportsman class, which is supposed to be like their novice class.
Mm-hmm.
And I went out first night ever there, and I won.
Wow.
So they say, "Oh, top 3 were teching your cars." Okay, so I hand my car in. They had a single wide motor house there, single wide mobile home, and that's where the guys that own it, Joe Vaccaro and stuff, and all his buddies, they had permanent pits set up in this single wide. Well, that's where the tech was. Well, this guy comes out and he's like, "Willman, you're disqualified." And they're like, "What am I disqualified for?" "These batteries are in this car." And they're like, "What are you talking about? There's no rule. These red batteries, nobody runs these red batteries. They got to be yellow." And they're like, "What are you talking?" So they had just come out with this battery called an SCR, and it stands for SC Racing.
Yeah.
And they were,
those are the red packs. They were the red heat shrink.
Yeah,
I remember having those.
Everything before that was
black, yellow.
Was black, run stock classes and them. So luckily there was a guy there, Gary Eck, and they had just started a battery company called Bullet Batteries. And he went over to him. He looked at the batteries and he goes, "You can't disqualify them for them batteries. Those are legal." And the guys are, "I've never seen them." He goes, "I don't know how he got them, but he got them." And he said, "They're roar legal and we're testing them." And he goes, "I got them in my car, but they're wrapped with a different shrink wrap." He said, "Because I didn't want anybody knowing what we were testing." So I got my first win ever on dirt. So then I come back the following week and I won again. They take my car to tech. Same
You're
guy.
disqualified.
2 minutes later, it comes out, "You're disqualified."
You gotta go through it all again.
They're like, "What for this time? You got a bearing in the motor." "No, I don't." Well, we had to run Mabuchi motors, the regular Mabuchis, Tamiya Mabuchi
540s.
motors, the 540s, and they got those real short shafts. Well, in an RC10, to get them spaced right, you'd have to run a spacer. Well, they made a thing called Kimbrough, made a bearing spacer that basically the pinion bearing, the pinion gear, you'd shove it tight against it so it rode on that bearing.
Okay. It wasn't a bearing on
It
the
wasn't
actual
in the
armature.
motor. It was an external bearing.
Yeah.
And
basically a spacer.
Yeah. So anyhow, Freezer and my brother-in-law and a couple other guys had to go over there and argue it out for me, and I ended up keeping the win then.
See, I told
They must have loved you.
See what I told you?
This guy's always in the gray area.
I told
He's
you.
another Mac Rover.
The tech inspector is always the most illegal car out there. I tell you.
But here's the thing, like back then, I mean, when you got done racing, you usually gave it to somebody and it went through tech inspection.
Yeah.
You didn't just take your car back to your pits and walk away.
Yeah.
I mean, they would go over your car, look at it. You usually in his heat, you come back, you have notes on it.
So, Billy says it was a Traxxas Brussels system, but had a late model body on it and CW rear arms.
Yep.
So, freaking Billy. So we don't want to take up too much of your time because it is after 8:30.
Yeah.
So, is there anyone you want to shout out there?
Well, I can say
You
shout
can
out
do
to my,
you can
my
do big
wife.
car and
I can shout out to my wife because she let me come over here. Today was our 20th anniversary.
Oh, shoot.
wow.
So, happy anniversary.
Yeah, so
Is she watching?
She said she was gonna try and watch it. I don't know if she is or not.
she's like, no, it's you get out of the house.
Well, the other day when I saw her, that was probably the first time I saw her in like 30 years.
Yeah, probably.
freeze.
Probably.
She looks the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, I got a. It's funny. I mean, like you said, Barry said about all the old guys. I mean, I still hang around with so many of them guys that I've known for 40 years racing RC cars, and so many of them guys have helped me on my big car. I mean, Jim McNabb sponsored me for years. You know, Jim Freeze, he got me going when I first started running modifieds. He helped me out a lot, and you know, just a lot of guys have thrown me a couple dollars. Brian Strausser sponsored me for a few
Did he?
years, helps me out every
Okay.
now and then, throws me a couple bucks here to keep me going.
I guess
and,
we got to sponsor him too
you
now.
know.
I see him at Diamond. I see Schroeder at Diamond all the time.
He goes up to Diamond a lot and stuff, and you know, the first time I ever went to Syracuse, I was like 17, 18 years old, and I stayed with Joe Vaccaro and his camper and all his buddies, and you know, I knew all them guys from RC racing, and you know, the whole reason I got into a big car was because of RC racing, was because Bob Lyman's kids raced race place, and I got to be friends with Bob Jr. and Bob's like, come on, you got to come to Graham. You got to come to Graham. You come up and help.
You were
help
always
me with my
racing
dad.
Jeeps then. You were doing.
I ran off-road Jeeps
yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff. And so one Saturday night, I went up there and hung out in the pits with him and his dad. And the next week, I went back again and kind of got hooked. And then the following year, I bought a car. And
This
started
guy,
racing.
he's always been racing.
So
And ever since I've been going to Graham, I'm like, there's a 74W on the track. You just gotta give me some stickers. I'll just walk by one night. He'll be doing an interview, and I'll just stick one around the side.
Now, do you got any good Harry stories from back then?
no, I really don't.
Oh, okay.
I really don't have any good Harry or Jimmy stories.
Harry was something. I wish he was more cognizant, because then we could have him on. Because he would tell you.
That was funny because like I always used to come to the race with you, but I don't ever remember like pitting directly, like not next to Harry. It must have always been like me, you, Jimmy, and your dad, and then Harry must have been away from me because I never got.
Because Harry's always off drinking.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah. He used to send us
Makes
over.
you better.
He used to send us over to McDonald's and say, "Go get a drink. You just give me the cup." He buys a drink. We bring him the cup back so he could pour his beer in it, because you weren't supposed to have alcohol at the track. So he pour his beer in there and just would drink out of that all day.
So before we let you go celebrate your anniversary here, we have an idea of doing a celebrity race. Are you down if we get
Some modified drivers.
Yeah,
you're going to the rear, I'll tell you that.
Well, it's funny you say that because I've been invited to a bunch of them and I always don't do them, but I've been invited to a couple of celebrity slot car races.
Wow.
And after I raced slot cars in my back in the day, here and there, on and off, 124 scales, not really much HO stuff, but both times it was HO races, and I won both of them races, or all three of them, and then they stopped inviting me. But I always get asked to do celebrity RC car races, and I kind of decline because just not
right. Yeah, that's fine.
You know, but
it'd be all right to see you put 5 laps on them.
I was gonna say the one time we did do that with Nick. I forget where we.
You did it at Birdsboro.
I know. Yeah, I ran at Birdsboro, and I think they put. I started like 5 laps behind, or I had to win by 5. I forget what the deal was. I didn't win that time.
Yeah, that's the one. The Coventry Mall.
Yeah, we ran.
Because I remember you
Mall.
at the Coventry Mall.
Yeah, yeah. We had one at the Coventry Mall, celebrity race. We had one up at the Reading Fairgrounds Mall.
Okay.
In fact, we might have had 2 up there. Race Place used to run them all the time. Race Place, they really had it going on when they did them.
Oh, they did replica bodies.
Yeah, everybody, whoever the driver was, and Dave Holmstrom hand painted most of their lines.
I remember those lines. They were nice looking.
We had them at the Flemington Mall when Flemington was still around, and they had it. I forget where else they had them, but yeah, they painted them when they got there. Whoever the driver was, they had a car that looked exactly like their modified, and it wasn't a simple 15-minute printout and sticker. He sat there and hand painted them. It took him weeks and weeks and weeks to hand paint those bodies.
Because we had Larry Acker in our car one year, and that car was awesome looking. Yeah. Plus, then he won too. Yeah. That was our first trophy we got. Yeah.
So he says he did it at the Coventry Mall, but there was a catch. I made John and Mick be a team. One had to work the throttle, and the other was steering.
That's what it was. Now I remember. I do remember that. I forgot about that. Yeah, I steered or throttle, and Mick did the other. I remember that.
How'd that work? Did it work out well?
We didn't win, but we were like, I think we got second or something, and we were like right there to win at the end. I forget exactly what happened.
We gotta do one of those races.
That was fun.
I know if we could get the celebrity, we get you in. I know the Hurtler said they'll come.
Yeah.
So Jesse and Kevin want to do it.
I'll get Ryan Watt to come. I'm sure.
I could get Logan.
Logan and Ryan Watt. Logan's been Logan's raced before, and he's won some races.
I work security at the school.
Okay.
So I see Logan every day. I give him shit every day.
Yeah, Ryan will run. Ryan raced a couple times. He ran Birdsboro a few times. I built him a car that I bought from Rodney Balkneck, and it was a Terminator, and I built it, and Ryan ran. I think he got second to me once or twice in it, and I had to use it as a backup car once or twice at Birdsboro, and I ended up winning with it. So it's a good car. Nice. It still hangs on my wall at my house.
Ryan was here one time. He didn't race.
I know him and Logan came over once or twice.
And I walked up and said, "Here you go." He goes, "No, I ain't running that thing. Nope, I ain't running them." But I'll get Logan. I'll get him. We'll see. We got the Hurtlers, so you, the Watts, and I can get Jax. So right there is 6. That'll be good.
Yeah.
We'll put him 10 laps back.
He might have some competition this time.
I'll Jackson's not good.
No,
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 yeah,
he's
yeah.
going to be the.
The record.
He did wreck a lot.
Yeah.
He's the mixer.
He
He's going to
he
be
drives
the
like a
Class
cannonball through a
5
wall.
jam car.
So you've seen the SR10s.
Yeah.
So you can't just run an SR10. So I'm like, I'll put Jackson.
and he destroyed it.
He
He
destroyed
hit
it.
everything out there. I think he hit himself.
did stay out of my way though. He was alright with that.
Well, he was running for points. There's two guys running for points. I said, I don't care what you do. Go out there and have fun. I don't care. I said, don't hit these two cars. Get out of the way of those guys. Well, he got out of the way of those two guys. Everybody else, I swear he did. Well, thank you for coming on.
Oh, I think
I don't
for having
want
me on.
we got 15 minutes. I don't
I
want to.
know we were rambling. I was rambling on. there a
No,
little
that's the
bit,
best.
But yeah, it's
Yeah, no, it was good. It was a good show there. A lot of good stories there.
Yes.
yeah. Well, there's a lot of them. Like I said, I've been doing it a long time. And
The blue bullet.
That's why we got to get an old celebrity round table.
yeah, that would be something
Yeah.
cool. Like I said,
Yes.
we get home. I'm sure Freezer would come over. And
Yeah.
I could eat my brother-in-law Bones. He might come on. Bones is probably.
We just need to set a camera
I
up
would
and let
say
him go.
he is probably.
Yeah,
He is probably.
we'll
the-
leave.
Yeah.
He is probably the
Just slowly
longest
walk away.
tenured racer, and I don't think he's ever taken a break.
Wow.
And he's been doing it longer than me or Freezer has. I would say Bones had to probably start like 80, 81.
Okay. That's
And,
real early. That's
I'll
before
have to- I'll have to
RC10's
answer-
there.
Yeah, no. When he started
He
out,
was
he
a
ran
super
a
champ.
super champ. Yes.
We'll
That
get him
was
on the show.
car. So he's I don't think he's really taken any kind of break ever.
Wow.
So yeah, he's been around forever, and that's his thing.
Well, you can't leave
oh.
yet.
Okay.
Oh.
Here's a good question.
Uh-oh.
From
My
Beth
wife?
Wilman,
Oh, good.
how did you get your first big car? First big race car.
Oh, she came up with most of the money for that.
Really?
Yeah, we had been going out a couple years, and I
And
wanted
she's
to go
regretted
racing.
it ever since.
Yep, she probably has been regretting it.
She was with you every race that you went to. She was
Yeah.
always at the track. She's a big supporter of your racing.
Yeah, I was hanging around Parsons Chassis,
Okay.
which was down in Linfield at the time. He built late models, and I started hanging out around there, and I had told him I wanted to race, and I went with him. He had Hal Browning drove his house car down in Delaware, and I went with him to one or two races, and he took a liking to me, I guess, and I kept telling him I want to race, and he found out that I raced these off-road Jeeps, so he knew I wasn't going to be scared of the thing. You know, you always get these guys, oh yeah, I want to race, and they go out there and they're doing like 15 miles an hour around the track, you know, so he knew he'd seen what I had done, because these Jeeps had 500, 600, 700 horsepower, you know, going over jumps through woods and all kinds of stuff. So he knew I wasn't going to be intimidated with that part of it. So one day he comes up, he goes, hey, I got a customer down in Maryland. He said that they got an old car behind their shop. He's going to bring it up here, and we're going to look at it. He goes, maybe you can buy it. Well, he got me a hell of a deal on this thing. I think I paid, I don't know, she probably remember it was like $1,800.
Oh, she definitely remembers. She definitely remembers.
And it needed a motor, it needed a body on it and some other stuff. Well, I had like a couple $100 to my name at the point
We
in
were,
time.
we
and
were broke back then.
I told her about this, and 2 days later she's there like, how much is that car? And I told her, and she goes, here's the money.
Jeez.
I went over and paid for that car, and I guess that was probably like, I don't know, June, July, sometime in that time frame when we bought it, and until I got a motor put together and got the rest of the car put together. We ended up making out. Graham always used to run 2 open comp shows, the 2 weeks after the Sixer.
Mm-hmm. The Run with Your Brung shows.
Yep. And the late
$1,200, by the way.
$1,200.
She-
Okay, I figured she'd know. And so I made it out for those 2 Run with Your Brung shows at the end of the year. And first night out, we had all kinds of steering problems and didn't really do anything. The second week out, I ended up getting 10th. The first time in the car that I really ran a feature, and we ran that car for the next 2 years, 2.5 years, and then halfway through the next year and a half, and the halfway, 3/4 way through my second year, I got crashed real bad in the first turn, and there was not much to fix. So the chassis was in bad shape. And Parsons at that point, he really didn't have many cars up here. He had 2 or 3 down in Delaware, and basically we built a car in a week from scratch from a pile of pipe laying there.
Wow.
And I went out and almost won first night with the car, And we won a couple races with it, and that kind of got his chassis business going.
That's good.
And he started selling a lot of cars. I only ran one more year then in late models and moved to modifieds. And probably that would have been like 94, 95. Probably by 96, he probably had half to 3/4 of the cars at Grandview were all Parsons chassis.
That's awesome.
So, and now there's another guy. I mean, he came from RC racing. He had a go-kart track right beside his
RC track
chassis business.
Yeah.
And he had an 8-scale asphalt track.
Sweet.
And he ran a figure 8. You ever run figure 8 racing?
I didn't run a figure 8 there, but I remember running there a few times.
Oh, yeah.
I actually got to run my 4-wheel drive car because no place you could run a 4-wheel drive.
He had a $100.
Plus, he had a cool arcade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a $100 to win figure 8 race.
Jeez.
The outside was asphalt and the crossover was dirt.
That's
Nice.
sweet.
And again, Homesure showed up, and typical Homesure not being prepared. He showed up. He had a clear body on the car. Well, you can know how that went through the crisscross.
Nobody saw it.
I was leading it with, I don't know, there wasn't a whole lot of laps left, and he got me twice. I'm trying to think. I can't remember the kid that won it. He was a kid that used to hang out with Stednitz. He always used to come with Joe Stednitz.
One of the Pence boys?
It wasn't
Pence?
Scott.
Okay.
It wasn't Scott, because I still see Scott. There's another guy.
Scott's at your shop every time I see the pit.
Scott's always over at my place. His
One of the older guys.
racing. Nah, he was probably our age at that time.
Okay.
I can't remember his name, but it wasn't Scott.
All right,
Yeah,
so
I don't remember.
you're not allowed to leave yet. You
Wait,
know the
the blonde-
question.
Okay.
The blonde-headed kid.
I think he was.
Okay, yeah. His mom always worked at Lords and Ladies, because he always had
Oh,
the
yeah?
Lords and Ladies car, right?
Yeah, I think you're
That's
right.
that's I forget his
He
name,
used
but
to
I
hang with
remember him.
Stead and
Yep.
Fred Will.
Yep,
So-
yep.
We'll give one last question, then we'll let you go celebrate
Yeah.
your Beth. We're gonna send them
We
home.
already kind of celebrated. So
Okay.
I kind of hooking from work a little bit today. I can work from home sometimes, so I kind of work from home, and we did some stuff today.
Who was your
I
toughest
don't want to know what you did to that stuff. Let's not get into that.
Who was your toughest
This is a family show.
competitor in late model?
In late model, well, when I first started out in late model, that first year, maybe 2 years, it definitely was John Kellner. He'd win every race. I mean, we'd run 20 races a year, and he'd win 18 of them.
So,
you know?
yeah, then his kid took over and started winning every race too.
Well, this kid was just getting into it when I was getting out. He really wasn't big competition. And I would say the last year I ran late models. It was probably Ed Aiken.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you run with Terry Bardick?
Yep. I ran with Terry.
We run with his kid.
Yep. So yeah, I ran with his kid with the 600 modified. So when I ran them once or twice.
Yeah, I
So,
know about you and a
yeah.
600 mod. So, story here.
Okay.
Okay.
Our driver, Eric, he always wanted to win at Grandview Speedway.
Yeah.
Right?
This guy.
Every time he got beat, he would lead the whole race, or for most of the race. Always got beat by a modified driver.
This guy.
Well, last race, he's in our car, way out in front, free coach comes out. Who's running second in a freaking Brian James car? Him.
And I'm out along the fence, running
Yep.
the wall.
He goes around and wins this race. He goes around us on the restart. Comes out after the race, he goes, man, thank God there wasn't another caution because the motor went flat.
Motor broke. Motor went to shit right about 2 laps after I passed him. So
We've got beat by him, Man Miller, I think twice at Grandview. It's just like, what the hell? These modified guys coming to beat.
You ain't made to win there.
Oh, no,
All
he
the money you
got
spent
one
there, no.
didn't you? You got to win there then.
Yep.
The following
Oh,
year.
did he?
Right?
All right.
Yep.
I thought so.
You need Eric and I on together. No, Billy, no. I am not putting you and Eric together.
Would that be a fight?
No, this.
We would just go away.
We'd have to make this a rated M.
Okay.
With those two together. So, all right, John.
Okay.
Thank you
Yeah,
for coming
thank you,
on.
All
John.
right, no problem. Like I said, if you guys ever want to put something else together for old
Absolutely.
timers night.
Definitely.
We've been talking
It's
about
funny.
that.
It's
We
funny.
gotta-
We
yeah,
say
we
that. I
gotta
say
talk
old
about that
timers
for a
like
few
the
months
age I'm
now.
at, and we still run competitive and stuff. You know, it's something else. I mean, I guess you guys want to get rid of me, but
No, we
No.
here we say
We just
you
don't
know,
want to spend all your
you
time.
see these younger guys, you know, and then you see all these older guys still being competitive. Back when we were young guys
Yeah.
in our 20s, the old guys our age weren't competitive.
No, they couldn't figure out how to drive them.
No, they just
No.
weren't competitive.
Yeah.
It's just, but now the old guys have been doing it for so long, and they have so much knowledge
Yeah, look at Phil
to
Marabella.
get the
Yeah.
cars working.
Yeah.
You know.
Gary.
Yeah,
know?
Gary.
Yeah, you know, and there's another guy. It's these Phil's winning races around here and this and that. Nobody, half the people he races against, they don't realize that guy's like multi-time national champion.
Yeah.
On carpet cars, he was the king, the god of 12th scale oval cars. He could not be beaten him back in the 90s.
You can't be
early
beat now.
2000s. No, he's a tough guy to beat now, but he was the guy.
Old man like me says less.
You know, and you see these younger guys running against Phil, and then they're like right away they're like, oh, guys like Phil, he's cheating, or when I get on a roll, oh, he's cheating. No, we got so much knowledge.
It's his damn batteries you got in
So
that bearing.
Yeah.
I mean, look for him in the red pack batteries.
Yeah,
you know
right.
he's cheating.
Yeah.
He'll go tech you if you the next race.
Hey, on that note, will we see you out here at Fizzland for indoor
You
season
already
at all?
said no.
If we give you a car.
I might
Will you
show
come
up.
down?
I might show up. Yeah.
Well, let's
There you
ask.
go.
I mean,
I'll
since
show
we're
up. If you get it, you guys let me know you had a car. I'll show up some night.
we're
Run.
getting into
I
where
won't be weekly, but I'll show up and run a race here and there.
we're getting into where we're going to be racing this week. Where are you going to race this week?
I don't know yet. It depends. I'm supposed to run US 13 Saturday with
Okay.
a big car. It's our last points race for us.
No?
But it's
Raining?
rain.
You
It's
ain't
looking like
going.
rain.
Okay.
But we have a camper up down there near the track,
Mm-hmm.
on a seasonal site down there. Me and my wife, and we got to get a roof repair done, and they're coming
Okay.
Friday to do that. So we're going down Thursday. Anyhow,
Yeah.
so it depends on when we come back.
Yeah.
I got a great. I think you pull that off, and you just come with me on Friday to Orange County for a short track race.
Yeah, because they aren't going to get in Saturday and Sunday.
I had a hotel booked. I canceled that.
Yeah.
I canceled that tomorrow. I'm like, me and my buddy are going
Yeah.
down Friday, and we're leaving.
Yeah, so I don't know where I'm racing. yet.
Okay.
I'm planning on Delaware, but
Wednesday night they're racing in Park Lane.
I'm thinking about going there.
Okay.
I'm going to talk to my wife and see if she has any plans. Might
Oh.
go there Wednesday,
I'm gonna
Saturday,
try and go there.
the weekend stuff. I don't
Okay.
know yet.
It's gonna rain.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
going to rain. So
It's a Saturday with race city. It's gonna rain.
if they get done with their roof and it's going to rain all weekend down there. We might come home Friday and race Saturday.
That'd be a good time to check see if that roof's leaking now.
That's
Yeah.
true. So.
Man, you did a crap
But
job. It's wet.
It does get cramped in the camper when you got two dogs running around. It's raining out, and they want to go out every 5 minutes in the rain.
Yeah.
So it's a little more enjoyable being home then.
I bet.
So
Well, what about you? Where are you running?
Where am I running?
Yeah, where are you racing?
I'm going to Orange County.
What about Thursday?
Oh yeah, probably.
Okay, so that's Ultimate on Thursday.
Ultimate, yeah.
And I'm going to try and go up to Ultimate. I'm going to try and put the big block together, and hopefully that'll actually work this time.
How about you?
I don't even know who's running.
Ultimate Thursday and here Friday.
Probably
Oh,
be
they
here
start-
Friday.
they start
Yeah,
indoors
I'm doing
Friday?
indoor practice Friday.
Oh,
If
indoor
I got
practice.
time, if I get time to actually tinker with the car because my hand's doing a little bit better, we'll see how that goes.
How is your hand? You got to let
It
me
hurts.
see. Pick it up.
It's swollen.
All right, there's
Right
nothing
there.
on it. Yeah.
There's
It's
nothing.
swollen.
There's nothing
Oh, yeah,
on
I
it.
took the
You
thing
know,
off.
my dad was working on a tractor yesterday. I was helping him move it. It had one of those suicide knobs on it. I'm like, you know what? Brandon broke his hand on
Yeah,
that as
take
it
it
was
off.
whipping
Take it
around
off.
trying to get us.
Take it off.
Yeah.
Dude, suicide knobs are the best.
It was
They
whip-
are when they don't go whipping around and catch
the-
your hand and break your
The
freaking
rear
bone.
ends lock up, so we're pushing on a jack, and I'm trying to turn the wheel, and all of a sudden the wheel starts whipping around with that thing. And I'm like, oh, watch out there!
Yeah.
I want to be Brandon.
So John, at this point, you might as well stay for the last 4 minutes.
Yeah, you might as well. So I'm gonna probably go to Park Lane on Wednesday, and probably Saturday, and then Thursday at Ultimate, and then Friday probably here. So it's gonna be a long week.
Mick told me today, and he's going to really be busy. He's going to run. Here,
Yeah.
or not here. Park Lane on Wednesday.
Okay.
He's going to 66 or 997 on
Saturday.
Friday.
Oh, for Friday,
Friday.
for Oval.
No, they run. They
Oh.
normally run road course Fridays. They
Okay.
just had their schedule messed up that they ran on Saturdays here the last 2 weeks. And Saturday he's planning on coming to
Park Lane.
Park Lane again.
Wow.
So yeah, so
I-
Mick's gonna get some road racing in here this week.
It seems like we're almost to the days where you could run 7 days a week anymore.
In the summertime, you can run 7.
Yeah.
There's every time we do this, I forget
Right.
the Monday track.
There's a Monday track.
Then Tuesday was here. Wednesday is White Rosa First Capital. Thursday is Ultimate.
The one thing I'd like to
Friday
see.
back to here. Saturday was RJ's, and then Sunday was here or Ultimate.
The one thing I'd like to see is a track have a Sunday night show. We used to always do Sunday night shows. That was always great. You go out, hang out Sunday night, and go home, go to bed.
So
I like Sunday night shows.
I think
It kind of sucks sitting around home Sunday night. Like, what the fuck?
no football's on and racing's on. No,
Who cares about football?
me.
You could be racing your little cars.
We definitely have to do a celebrity race here. We've
Yes.
hoped about it for years. We got to do it.
Year.
2 years.
Partial.
2 years. No, because I talked about doing it before we even had the show.
Okay.
I think it'd be
Yeah.
cool to have a
All
celebrity.
right. Well, we got one confirmed.
No, we got 3 confirmed.
3 confirmed.
Because
All right,
Herthler's
well,
already said they'll do it.
Well, then just get 2 more.
And we got so far we
I
got
think
Rubber.
if we can get Von Duren, that'd be interesting.
That'd be cool.
I don't know if he'd do it. I can't remember if he ever.
So
We gotta
I don't
bring
remember ever
Presley in
seeing
just to
him.
piss people off.
Merkel says he knows him very well. He's been trying to get him in for a while. Speaking of
was
Merkel, can you please make sure I'll close everything up.
He's not coming back.
Nope.
All right. The hobby shop's ours. What do you need, John?
He needs a car.
I need 8,000 diff fluid, but I doubt if they have that here.
Yeah,
I doubt if
they
any
don't.
hobby shop
It might be here.
within 100 miles has it.
No.
LCRC is
It's
that
very hard to find.
Is LCR away? Oh,
There's diff fluid right there. That might actually have it.
Oh yeah.
That's right. Mark said RJ's is running carpet
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah.
So, and they're going to run rubber tires on mud balls, apparently, to the rules.
Yep.
Every time I'm looking, it's either they're saying foam tire, then it's rubber tire. I don't know
I
what
saw
they're running.
something today that a rule change.
Right.
Apparently they're gonna
Rubber
run
tire.
foam though. So I don't know.
Yeah, I
it was
don't know
changed
either.
again.
I read the rules and
I
it
think
said
it was
rubber
changed again.
tire.
On today's
Run what
rules,
you brung.
the rules today said rubber tire for stock mud.
Bill Osborne needs to come on and clear that up.
I agree.
We're all confused. No one's ever going to show up,
Yeah.
so we don't know.
Anybody running Sunday RJ rubber tire mud balls? No. I'll be at Ultimate if I go anywhere.
Maybe if it's raining real bad, it might be worthwhile going.
Sunday looks good.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm probably going to have to go outside and do work.
So, all right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all for watching. We gotta thank our sponsors.
Race Ready Products.
Papa Wheelies, traction content.
J-Body.
KHD. Speed Labs.
Pheasantland RC Park.
Is that it? You said Papa Willie's, Race Ready, KHD. God, see, he has it easy. All
We
he's
need the
got
car here. That's
yeah,
the
all he's got
problem.
to go is like, yeah, well,
That's the problem.
It's not hard.
RJ has a dirt track for winter. Yes. Yes, Les.
They're in the
I
process
think we
of
got them
building
all. You counted them.
I think so. All right, thanks. Bye, people.
Bye.
Thanks, John.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you, John.
Yep.
Cheers, you bastards.
Can we get this figured out? How to turn this off? That's
Always
always our part. Ah, come on.
We're still here.
We're still
Hey
here.
guys.
Don't say anything stupid yet. Hi.
Bye.
Bye.
That's
Bye
not
bye.
Aaron, you do this every week. How do you know?
Figure it out.
It's because the damn app won't open.
Oh, God.
It's an iPhone.
It might be
That's